My guest today has held executive positions at Microsoft, Samsung, Oracle, the Meta Group, China's largest U.S.-focused IT outsourcing firm, and the engineering services outsourcing arm of Tsinghua University, China's MIT. David Scott Lewis has also been a founding executive of the University-Originated Ventures in AI, Stanford, Advanced HCI Applications at Caltech, and Nanocardiology, UC Irvine. Not only has David keynoted a U.S. government cyber summit at APEC Forum and China's largest annual software conference, he is also the model for the lead character played by Matthew Broderick in the classic hacker movie, WarGames. David, what keeps you up at night?
Well, first, thank you for having me on. I'm delighted to be here. So two things, hackback and also U.S. competitiveness, primarily in the two technologies I see as most important to national security, AI and quantum. So why don't I start with AI and quantum, if that's okay?
Please.
So for AI, as you may have seen on LinkedIn, I posted something about published research. And in AI, we tend to think the US is way ahead of China because of AlphaGo, and we don't see any demonstrable AI progress from China. The facial recognition software they develop hasn't been fully proven yet. But if you look at R&D, if you look at highly cited papers, hot papers on the Web of Science, you can see that researchers in China have outpublished all 29 NATO member countries combined. That's pretty scary. However, at least fortunately in the quantum side of things, it's more balanced. And that's kind of interesting because we know about the quantum-enabled satellite that China launched. So it seems like they're ahead. But if you look at published research, it's pretty even. Now, the problem with quantum is that most of the research is secret. It is classified in both countries. So it's hard to gauge. But then again, fortunately, at least in the US, we have our DOE laboratories where we have lots of physicists. We have places like Caltech, where we can perhaps capture the lead in quantum. AI is going to be more difficult, but in what I call Q3, QC3, quantum computing, quantum communications, and quantum cryptography, the U.S. Perhaps can maintain a lead over China in that. AI will be more challenging for us. We need to address that problem.
And what was the second area that keeps you up at night, David?
Well, on hackback, as you may have recalled, Paul Nakasone, who's NSA director and Cybercom commander, during one of his earlier confirmation hearings, I believe the one on March 1st, he said that they don't fear us in reference to countries hacking us. And yet, if you look in our community, people say, well, active defense is really the most you can do. Persistent engagement, active defense, the cyber kill chain, and frankly, they're wrong. Now, I realize there's a lot of issues with hackback. There's a lot of concerns about it, going back and actually attacking your adversary, offensive cyber. But if you look at NATO doctrine from the Wales Summit in 2014, NATO doctrine says we can respond with a kinetic attack to a cyber attack. And as you may know, SecDef Mattis, Secretary of Defense Mattis, earlier this year stated that we could even respond if critical infrastructure was attacked, a cyber attack, with a nuclear attack. So when you think of what's doable under NATO doctrine, even what the Secretary of Defense has said, the idea of hackback from a cyber perspective becomes trivial compared to what the alternatives could be. But unfortunately, in our community, we tend to be very narrow-minded. We look at things very simplistically, and we're not looking at all the policy options that are really before us.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Hey, David, how can our viewers find out maybe a little bit more about some of the stuff that you're involved in?
The easiest way is through my LinkedIn page. So if they look for my full name, David Scott Lewis, they'll find me on LinkedIn. I'm pretty easy to find, and there's links to everything else from my LinkedIn page.
Okay, beautiful. Hey, thanks again for being on there, David. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.